It's a Hook It Up and Track It Down show, going into our 13th season. Show dedicated to all outdoorsmen at all levels. Guys committed to giving you the facts about what's happening in the hunting and fishing world. They continue to share stories, information, and give advice on the great outdoors while making sure outlaws are exposed to the bad people they are. So pull up a chair, kick back, and prepare to be entertained as we pull the trigger on another presentation of the Hook It Up and Tracking Down show. Here are your hosts, the legends of Outdoors Radio, Gary McCoy, Mike Eccles, and Steve Graff.
As part of the show, brought to you by the Spino Tire, Bucks and Bulls, Guides and Outfitters, Spino Targets, Lost Frontier RV Park and Marina, and Bayou Outdoor Super Center. Your Ranger Boats headquarters in the Arctic, and now, right now, the time to stop by and their great sales staff show you the best boat on the market today. Ranger Boats. At Ranger Boats, the general manager there, Ben Clemens. Happy birthday, Ben. Happy birthday, brother Ben. I think he's 55 today. I think 55. Is it? Yeah. He might be 56. Yeah. Okay, real quickly. Did you watch the President's State of the Union last night?
I did.
Okay.
I caught the last half.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. Your best impression. If you're watching this on TV right now or online, watch close. Steve Graff is going to give us his best impression of Nancy Pelosi tearing up the president's speech last night.
Yes.
Give me that. Let me see the impression.
I have nothing to tear up.
Oh, don't tear it. I won't know. There it is. See? Oh, see, wait a minute. Jay's got it. Jay's got it. Uncle Gary says that woman looks like she got winged on a pickle.
It's like to sit and watch her behind.
Is that not the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen in your life?
Well, I can't believe I'm gonna say this.
You didn't like the fact that he didn't shake her hand. And you're right.
Yeah.
But I brought this up earlier on the radio. We don't know because there were no microphones on. We don't know what she said to him.
Absolutely.
Which could have been, hey, you SOB, watch when I rip up your speech at the end of this thing.
She's introduced you too.
So,
okay.
I think we're
introducing.
I'm not defending it, but I'm also looking at, what we don't know.
Yeah.
And you're right.
But you're talking about the person that's been trying to get you impeached for the last 4 years.
Yeah, the day.
I wouldn't want to shake her hand either.
No, okay. I just had to get something political in there today because I'm still burned up.
Oh my gosh.
Gary McCoy here, along with the Ranger guy with post staffer. He's up, Steve Graff.
The Ripper. I'm the Ripper.
The Ripper on the other end.
The stripper.
The stripper. He was at the
I will leave before that happens.
He was at the Super Bowl halftime show the other day. He set up what's her name, Jennifer Lopez. He set up the brass pole.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
He
knows so much about it.
Okay. Super Bowl halftime show. Your opinion, Jay.
I loved it.
Did you really?
I did, yeah.
Okay, he's a Generation X. He's not. Are you Generation X or a millennial?
Millennial.
Okay.
No, I never generally watch halftime shows. They're just not usually for me. But,
yeah.
I mean, I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
My daughters didn't watch it, but I mean.
Would you let them watch it and then have to explain it?
They get older. Yeah. They get older, but this one, when it's Jennifer Lopez and Fury, you know what it's going to be.
Yeah.
So I told my daughters to go to the room.
Yeah.
You had to send your kids away from the TV on a football game because you knew what it was going to be, and you think that's okay for everyday public.
No, the question was I okay with it personally? I'm fine with it. And those are two people that have made their whole career.
He's making a great point here.
Made their whole career.
We asked him what he thought, not whether he thought it was appropriate for national TV.
Or for kids. If I want to watch somebody dry hump, I'm going to go to youporn.com, not the damn football game. I'm surprised he knew the address.
And he knows it well. I bet his list is one of his favorites. He spends a lot of time in the duck blind. Probably hunting myself.
I'm serious. We have a new sponsor next week.
Yeah, buddy. That's what Pornhub.com, your new sponsor.
Hey, I didn't say Pornhub, and you knew it.
Well, that's the most famous one that there is.
Sure.
It is.
I'll go two up on me, so.
What do we got today? Let's change the page here. We've got to introduce you.
Hello.
Jason's Mudbugs Cat. Y'all played Saturday night. You playing Friday night also?
Yeah, they got games Friday and Saturday. It's Mardi Gras weekend.
Everybody wearing purple and gold?
Yeah, of course. I think they have a contest for if you dress up, Mardi Gras or whatever kind of.
Are you throwing beats?
Yeah, they have a parade book night. Greedy Williams, Shreveport owned, and Brown cornerback.
Yeah.
Be there.
Oh, every
How they
time,
doing? How the Mudbugs doing?
They're good. They're great. I think they're second or third place in their division.
Oh, good deal.
every time I think of the Mudbug, what was that? What was that show, superhero show that Ryan Reynolds was in?
Deadpool.
Deadpool. When he's got that guy, he says, "You're gonna get run over by a Zamboni." It was the funniest. Have you seen that movie, Deadpool? You gotta watch it. It is hysterical. I think it's one of the greatest movies ever made. Look at that. We have covered NFL
I was going to ask
football.
what a Zamboni is.
The Zambonis
The sandwich.
that makes the ice, smooth.
Oh, okay.
Smooths out, and it runs like at a half a mile an hour.
Yeah.
And he had cut this guy. The guy's laying out on the ice. The guy still wouldn't get him the information, so he's like, "You're gonna get run over by a Zamboni." Nobody gets run over by a Zamboni.
Exactly.
Okay, the Balls tournament results from Black Lake.
Woo.
Way to go, Cole Garrett and Cole Parker.
Seth Carson.
Seth Carson,
Yeah.
number one, Uno, ain't nobody better. This past weekend on Black Lake.
That's right. A great tournament, 109 teams. And I got to thank you guys again. I was at the tournament trailer that morning and kept looking outside. The facilities at Black Lake are less than stellar.
Okay.
As far as launch ramp and
Yeah,
parking lot. And at no time could you ever convince me we had 109 teams. They did that good a job of finding a place to launch and park. Zero problems. So hats off to all the guys.
Does it help that because there is only one way in and one way out at Chandler's? Does that help?
I'm sure everything helps.
Yeah, I was just wondering because in some places you'll have somebody coming in the outway, and they're just going right against the flow of traffic.
Yeah. Seth Carton, Cole Garrett, total weights were down, 1663, and they took on the check for 4,300. Cody Dollar, Chris Lee, second place, 1568. They had 2,100. Frank Lilly, Robert Reed, 1542. $1,100. Earl Glass and Mark Hay, always a threat, 1533, and they won $900. Chris Hudgens and Jerry Pate, 1440, and they won $800. Big Bass went to one of the old guys, Keith Goodman, and Ty Wood that had a 703. They won $500 from Gator Tail Boat. Let's see, we have the winners of the
New team.
newcomers.
Yeah.
Brandon Greco, Matt Morris, they won a free entry next tournament. Wayne Schamberger, Eric Williams, free entry. Casey Alexander, Hunter Ellis, free entry next month, but you do have to go by and sign up.
The one thing that Mike doesn't mention often enough on that is the number of people who have come in as new anglers, and both of you have to be new. There has to be a new team. Both anglers have to be new. But if that indeed happens, and it encourages new people to sign up, how many people have come in and paid for the first tournament and paid the rest of the year for free?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Except the
we've got a
championship.
couple.
They still gotta pay for
Yeah,
that.
that's the championship. So, and it's a good deal. I figured out one time what it costs to do this, and it wasn't but I think 4 or 5 new teams a year.
Yeah.
And we've always run 6, 7, right?
Yeah.
So it pays for itself and it generates new teams.
Shoot.
Yeah. And in this event, it was won actually in current. I talked to Cole. I said, catch them off the trees. He said, no, they weren't on trees.
Huh.
He said, it was actually current fish.
Wow.
And I said, well, good. I said, so he was on a creature bait.
One little note, and Mike, I didn't know whether you plan to bring this up or not. I don't want to mention any names or anything, but one little note is the safety hazard that occurred during there. And really is something that we need to focus on because, we got Tommy Sanders coming in, and he is a host of the Bassmasters Elite along with Mark Zona. And Tommy's going to be on with us for 30 minutes between 12 and 12:30.
Yeah.
We'll be covering high school, collegiate fishing, the number of tournaments that we have nowadays, some safety factors that go with that many anglers on there. And there's a little safety incident, and I think it's something that everybody needs to hear. When you've got a chart on your new electronics, it'll show you where you've been, or you can actually get on there and you download the waypoints from a particular provider of some kind, and it'll show you trails to the boat roads and stuff like that. That is not a radar.
No. Yes, you can, in the dark, you can turn that electronic on, which is like putting a big screen TV right in your face.
And you can steer right there on it.
And you can go exactly for miles and never get off a few feet left to right.
Right.
Depending on how high you have zoomed in. And it was foggy Saturday morning, and we had one of the boats going down the channel with spotlight run lights on, and another boat came by running a trail on their graph, doing nothing except staring right at that, and like him. It is not radar. It
Right.
does not tell you what's in front of you.
Right.
You are blatantly wrong if you're running a trail in the fog and you
Certainly.
hit somebody.
Certainly.
Yep.
That is great technology to have.
Oh, yeah.
It saves a lot lower units and stuff. But it does not replace eyeballs and spotlight and go slow enough to be able to. There are no brakes on a fast boat.
No.
If there are, I don't know what they look like in an IV set.
Yeah.
But you've got to be physically responsible for the reaction of your boat and things of that nature, and you can't do that if your eyes are just on that.
That goes back to careless operation.
Certainly.
I mean, that's all that is, and that's how people get killed. So.
Okay, FLW series results from the lead event, and we got the winner coming back this week. He was on the show with us last week. We told him, hey, when you win this, then you can come back, and guess what?
He's back.
Yeah.
Cody Ava, Missouri won the FLW series with a total weight of 61.11. Actually, run away with it. David Curtis, who's a former FLW touring pro, he was in this event from Trinity, Texas. He finished second with 54 pounds. Matthew Boyd from Converse finished third. I think he fished with Glenn Freeman a little bit. Matthew finished third with 50.13. Stephen Johnston.
Our boy
Stephen from South End of Fully Bend, he finished fourth. He had 49.7. Justin Cooper, who I actually interviewed this week on Monday. Justin had finished fifth. He's a Fully Bend guy, former Northwestern State angler.
good deal, top five there.
49.3.
Yeah.
Great.
Now tell me this, with Cody, because the previous weekend he and his partner had just won the collegiate event on Toledo Bend.
Right.
Did he fish the same fish a week later?
Same exact.
How often does that happen?
Now, how often do you get to that and there's not a bunch of boats sitting on it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great point.
But I think what he was doing, there's not a lot of people comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
Think about that.
So explain what he was doing.
Dropping a spoon in 35 foot of water.
Now, was he in a particular area, or did he just, head to that area and then just start? Because remember when we caught the
I
white
don't know
perch,
how he
when we caught the white perch with Johnny Guys down on the lake, Lake Fork.
Yeah.
When we went out there with that young man that was running the live 360, it really didn't matter where we were. He just picked out a spot and he kept going, and all of a sudden he'd see a top. He'd like fish in it. He's like, well, I've never fished here before. Let's try this. And we get 3 or 4 great big white perch.
Right.
So I'm wondering, was Cody doing the same thing, or
I
was
got an idea.
well, ask him.
Yeah, let's have him on and ask him.
Finished in seventh. Our buddy Gerald Gleason from also Toledo Bend, he finished seventh. He had 48.11. Benjamin Gullett from Converse finished eighth, 46.11. Cody Pitt from Manning finished ninth with 41.4. And Phil Marks, strike
If we don't get 10, let's come off. So,
it was 38.10. So, and what I want to tell you, if you ask how much Cody win,
no, Mike did.
Mike did. He actually won. Now, this probably includes about 35,395. So I bet 10,000 was first place cash.
Yeah.
And probably the rest was
Well, I think it was kind of the last decision when he won the collegiate to decide to stay on fish FL.
I wonder if they didn't have a full field already, or if when he looked at his scheduling, he went ahead and
No, you know,
signed up the
business,
how many?
bad showing, 123,
What do they normally pull?
200 plus.
Oh wow,
A lot of guys said they're fortunate at FLW this year.
really?
And I thought, that was last year.
Yeah, y'all are late to the party.
Yeah, y'all late. Where y'all been?
You're up the rates.
Yeah, dropped it $200.
Here in just a second, P.D. Henson, owner of Ask Cash Bash, is going to give us the latest report of winners and losers. Those guys. That's next. They're going to track it down 11:30. The Tiger.
Show me where I start.
Make sure to look for us on the web at HUTDshow.com, a site dedicated to you and great outdoors. This segment presented by J&J Exterminating. I've got two hooks, Exodus batteries, Daiwa rods and reels, and Super ATV. Get ready to hit the trails this spring by upgrading your ATV with accessories from Super ATV.
All fishing lines are not created equal. Seaguar, we specialize in making line that's tough, durable, and dependable. For Carpenter Braid, Seaguar has a line that's perfect for what or how you want to fish, whether it's Tatuma, Red Label, Braids X, and Biz X, or their awesome Smackdown Braid. Seaguar will take you to the winner's circle. Go to seaguar.com to find a dealer near you. Seaguar, always the best.
What does tattoo love mean? Because Seaguar's got a tattoo love. And Daiwa's got a tattoo love. What does that mean? It must mean something special.
When they ink and put a picture drawn on you.
Oh, I thought it was just a little tattoo. It was a little tattoo.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me look at that while you're
Okay.
interviewing people.
Hey, while we're doing that, Primo Target Hotline, we got PD Benson with Fast Cast Bash, the latest 4 winners and losers. PD, tell me this. You've already got fish. I've been watching on Facebook. The fish have been being released in Caddo Lake. Where else do you have fish right now?
So right now, fish are being released in Caddo. Fish are being released. Caught, tagged, and released up at Lake Fork. Fish are being caught, tagged, and released at Toledo Bend. Of course, Sam Rayburn is already underway. We've had 15 tags caught over there so far in the month of January. We've had in the Louisiana Delta down in South Louisiana. It kicked off February the 1st. Yesterday was February the 4th, and we've already had 3 tags caught in the Delta.
Holy smokes!
3 tags in 4 days.
And where are you at with Rayburn? How many tags caught that were the people were members that you paid out on Rayburn, because you started that January 1.
3.
So just 3 there, and you've already
3. 15.
Do what now?
15 caught, but only 3 of them were signed up.
Oh, wow. Okay. 15 caught, but 3 are signed up. And in the Delta there that you just started, that started February 1st, like you said. How many of those were caught, and then how many of those were signed up?
We've had 3 tags caught in 4 days, and only 1 out of the 3 were signed up.
Wow. Wow.
Last year we had 269 anglers who caught tagged fish that were not registered, including 2 boat tags.
Oh my God! All right, tell me what the classic conversation sounds like when those guys contact you and say, "Hey, I caught this tagged fish," and you tell them that they were not a winner because they have not signed up. What does that sound like?
It's actually what I usually hear, and this is what I usually hear. Man, we talked about it, and we were thinking about doing it, we just never did. Or we planned on signing up. We even stopped at Tackle Ads to sign up and started shopping, and ended up forgot to sign up. So the thing to do, if you know you're going to be fishing these lakes, as soon as you think about it, hop online. It takes less than 5 minutes to sign up online.
Right.
You know, and don't take the chance. Don't hit the water without being signed up for Fast Cash if you're fishing on a lake that has those tags in, because it will break your heart.
Okay, Rayburn is going through April 30th. The Delta through May 31st. Both of those are already on. You can kick off Lake Eufaula March 1st, Caddo Lake March 1st, Lake Fork March the 1st, Toledo also on March 4th, and Lake Gunnersville on March the 1st. And all of those will go through Independence Day, through July 4th. Right.
Yes, sir.
That was cool that you took it through the holiday.
I think it's
But here's the reason why we took it through July 4th. We had a little contest a couple of years ago when Toledo Bend used to go from May, through Labor Day. We had a little contest where on July the 4th, because it was our nation's birthday, we were going to double the prize. Anybody caught a tag, we were going to double. I had somebody make a suggestion. Why not do $1,776? for July 4th.
Okay,
If you catch a tag on it, and so that's why we extended it through July 4th, was just so we could do that promotion for everybody and say, hey, if you catch one on our nation's birthday, you're going to win $1,776 for that tag. Plus, if you got the bonus T-shirt, you're going to win $704 for the bonus T-shirt.
Hey, I have another idea for you, and I'm thinking that people, your anglers will like this better. Since we are still America, thank God for Donald Trump. Since we are still America, you can give away $2,020 on July 4th.
Right.
We're still having American birthday. We're not.
Hey man, y'all calm him down.
We'll take care of it, PD. PD, we were just talking before you came on, and I'm gonna tell you, I've been, at one time I thought I could fish, and then I decided I just need to start proving the tournament. So I've been on that end of it for a long time, and I still say this: not because you're part of hooking up driving down. I've never seen any tag contest that had as high percentage of caught fish as you have in your success rate. Yeah, I agree.
Well, and we've actually spoken with a biologist on that subject because originally what they had predicted was going to get caught and what actually got caught was two entirely different things. They felt like, it was way higher than what they thought.
Oh, really?
But what he said was his original prediction was 10 tags. They had caught 9 of them before we had even finished tagging all the fish.
But you know what tells me that when y'all are catching and releasing,
can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear that in the background? I'm in Leesville, Louisiana, and I've got hail the size of bucks that are falling.
Wow.
Yeah, it is hailing all over the place.
Is there any old pass close by?
Right? No, I'm at the gas station, 700 on.
But I will say this, Pete, I think one of the reasons for your success rate is where you're actually catching fish and releasing fish in areas where people are fishing a lot. And I think you could easily go to the back of a cove or wherever and said, "Oh, they'll never fish in here."
Dump them all in one spot.
Yeah, you could have easily done
that. Exactly. And that was the other thing he said. There were 2 factors that we talked about that he said. One is the fact that we are tagging smaller fish. It's not like a teenager. You know how teenagers, they're hungry all the time. Well, it's the same way with these fish. With these smaller 14, 16 inch fish, they eat every day, and so they're hungrier than the rest of them. And then the second part to it was like you just said, where we catch these fish that we tag and release. We're not going, like you say, in an area where people just don't go and fish. We go to the popular areas and we tag fish because, in all honesty, if people are not catching fish, it's no fun. Nobody's going to find next year, so we need these fish to be caught. We also, if somebody pulls one of our tags out, doesn't really know what's going on with the program, if they pull that tag out, we get that tag back, or I have extras every year, and we actually go out and catch another fish, re-tag it, and re-release it. So when we say there's 200 fish that have been tagged, 200 per catch have been tagged on the lead event, I don't know that that's completely accurate if you consider the re-tags that we do from people who pull out our tags or, that type of thing.
Right.
So we actually kept it.
Another thing, too, what year did you start this?
I started in 2015 on the league event.
Did you ever feel like, was there ever a point that you thought, man, I don't know if this is ever going to work? I mean, that had to have gone through your head at some point.
I've got to be honest. I was driving home. I worked in Lake Charles at a plant down in Lake Charles. I worked shift work, and I was driving home one day when the idea, kind of came to me about the Bass Cash Back. And from that day on, I've never stopped. I was excited about it from day one, and I've never been negative. Now, I've had people who tell me, this will never work, or that type of thing. You're going to have that with anything, but I believed in it from day one, and pretty much if I'm not working making gasoline at the refinery that's planned. Uh, I'm somewhere doing something for Bass Cat Bass to try to make it work. You know, to make sure that it's something fun that people will enjoy, and to get people involved. You know.
Well, PD, we got, matter of fact, we got 2 tournaments coming up in the next 4 weeks.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
23rd.
23rd, we have the Lucky 13,
Yeah.
and the
24th.
4th, we got the Boss tournament, all on Caddo. And I'm going to strongly recommend to all the anglers fishing, either one of them or both of them, to get in it. But also, you better both team members better get in.
Oh yeah.
Because your brother can't catch fish, and you be in it, and you get the boat.
Yeah.
Correct.
Can't do that.
Correct.
We're gonna
And I tell you what, if you're going to have a tournament on March the 4th, for your event, if somebody catches a tag fish, I will put a $500 bounty on top of for anybody that's registered to get to the tag fish during your event. They'll get the $1,000 for a tag. They'll get the $500 if they got the bonus. But if they catch it in your event, I'll put a $500 bounty on top of the $1,500 they were already going to win.
Wow.
How's that
We're talking about 2 G's for the. You might only catch one fish, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yes. And so you could have it to where a guy who would have been in second place, they only win.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. A guy that doesn't even play in the tournament, they win as much money as would have got to finish in the top 2 or 3 if they get one tag fish.
PD, just the best thing to do is just go to basscashbash.com, get registered. Any of the lakes that you're going to be fishing this spring or into the summer. That's the easiest way to do it, isn't it?
Yes, sir. It is the easiest way. And if the guys out there Facebook and they have questions, man, we encourage them. No question is a dumb question. It literally is.
I don't know. I've been to some of I've been to a lot of Mike Evans tournaments, pre-tournament meetings.
Amen.
And I have heard some dumb questions.
Now I've got to ask
Well,
you.
for me, I welcome all of the questions because somebody else out there may have the same question and it just not be willing to speak up. You know, and you may get the answer that 5 other people needed, but they were, too nervous about speaking up.
Or too intelligent to ask. Yeah.
PD, how many did you say that you have already tagged for Canada?
So far, I think we're right about 100. I think we've got about 50 left to do on Caddo. And then, of course, we've got the boat tag. We've got a few videos for the truck and boat tags on all the tournaments, on all the races starting in March. So, thank goodness it's a leap year and we get an extra day this month. Because that extra day is just
You're going to need it. Go to basscashbash.com. Of course, if you're going to be registering at one of the retail outlets, those are all listed also at Bass Cash Bash. So, you're going to be around Caddo or Toledo. It lists several places that you can go do that in person. PD, thank you, brother.
Thank you, man.
Hey, thanks again for having me, guys. Y'all have a great show.
And in a minute, now, I know we just had him last week, but we told him last week when he won the college series on Toledo Bend, we told him, we said, when you win this FLW event on Toledo Bend this coming week, we're going to have you back. He's back. And he's next. He's Cody Huff from the FLW series. We got him on the preload target hotline here in just a second. Hook it up and track it down. 11:30.
The Hooking Up and Tracking Down Show thanks you for tuning us in today. This segment presented by Sam Rayburn Marina Resort, Cypress Knee Outdoors, Nicholas Department Stores, Bass Champs, and Commercial Power Equipment. Stop by 750 Berktunes in Freeport to see everything you'll need to get your yard back in shape this spring. Go to mybigmower.com to learn more.
Hey, it's Gary McCoy, the Ranger Dial Post Time Receive graph in the middle of the radio. And over on the right-hand side, the old mud hen Mike Eccles is back. And don't forget now, straight up 12 noon until 12:30, he's going to hang out with us a full half hour. Tommy Sanders, host of the Bassmasters Elite Series. You watched him for years and years and years. He's been involved with the Outdoor Network and with ESPN. I want to say he was like a host of the Saturday on ESPN for years. And at 12:30, we're back again with Lakeport guy Johnny Geis. Right now, though, we told him last week after he won the Collegiate Series on Toledo Bend, we told him, you win this FLW Series on Toledo Bend, we're going to have you back. He is back.
No, actually, we told him because you were on last week.
That he would win.
That's what we told him.
And we did not lie. We have yet to lie on the radio when Mike Eccles is not talking. There's right? I agree. I get an amen up in the house.
Amen, bro.
Okay.
When y'all start lying, I won't get mad. Right now, you tell the truth.
He is now an FLW Series champ.
Yeah.
Cody Huff, welcome to the show again, brother. You did it.
How are you guys?
Were you
Happy to be
rubbing,
back again.
were you rubbing your HUTD good luck charm the whole time that you were there?
I was. I think. I said, man,
Good show on TV.
get back on the radio.
What did I tell you last week, Cody? That if you won, it's your third appearance in 4 months. That means you have to reveal and send me what?
I have to send you waypoints, but I'm going to
There you go.
and then I'll send it back.
Dude, we've had the video on our Facebook page that you had posted of you catching these fish.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think way too many people try to make things way too complicated. What you were doing, though it was complicated, was something that, back in the early days of Toledo Bend with Little George, I wonder how many tournaments were won sitting in one spot, sitting over a school of fish, and catching those fish with that Little George. That Little George was the most amazing little tail spinner, that they had back then. Just a chunk of lead with a spinner on
Those
it.
around bridge.
Yeah. And now, here you are essentially with a jig and spoon replicating that process, but you've taken it to the nth level because you say that every fish you caught, you looked at on that screen before you caught it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's kind of crazy watching things evolve. I mean, it's pretty cool being able to take advantage of our electronics these days and using gear.
Now, I noticed that there were a lot of times you were setting the hook, once or twice early before you actually caught the fish. Were they short striking you, or was it smaller fish? Were you going down through fish that just missed it, and then you finally hook up, or what was the deal on that?
Yeah, that's what involves so fast. I was in the middle. I'd be in the middle of school, and there'd be 4 or 5 of them. They'd be trying to eat it. Every now and then they'd miss it. They'd knock the heck out of it. You jerk, miss them, let it fall back down. Another one, find it, you miss him. But you kind of just keep letting it fall back in their face there. One of them was excited to get it.
Now, did you have to fight off white bass as well? Because that's a lot of guys get a lot of white bass. Doing that straight jig and spoon. Did you catch one?
Yeah, no, man, I tell you what, I think I only caught 2 there in the 2 weeks I was there. I caught a few lots. We never did get that big school, so
I'll tell you something else that
thank goodness.
we noticed, Cody, I think, was watching the video. There was a couple of times where you made a cast, and within a second or two set the hook, where some of the fish suspended, hitting it halfway down.
Yeah, some of them were suspended, and I mean, wherever you get around those schools, 5 to 20, wherever you get just those good schools of fish, whenever you flip out there and your bait went right in the middle of them, they get super excited. They didn't have to wait long for one slide.
Were you and did you have anybody from the previous week that kind of knew what you were doing, come out and try to duplicate around you or do something close to you?
I mean, everybody knew what I was doing. It really wasn't a secret, because I mean, the videos posted a week
there was a book written years and years and years ago called Spoon Plugging, and the author said that you can have you can have structure without fish, but you cannot have fish without structure. And structure is not cover; they're two totally different things. Structure is any kind of a change in the bottom definition, and even the surface of the water counts as structure because it does change. It goes from no water to water. So, were these fish all structure oriented?
These fish were.
I mean, were they on the drop? Were they on the ridge? Anything along those lines?
No, they were really only related to the bait fish. And like I told you guys last week, we thought when we found them, we caught them. The bait fish were closer to the creek, so that's where we caught them the first day. And then as the cold front progressed, and we ended up catching them closer to the river channel. So it was really just wherever that bait decided they wanted to go. The bass were going to go.
Pretty consistent in the water depth.
Yeah, I mean, there was one day I caught them right at the mouth of the pocket, and they were probably only sitting in 25 feet. But they were closer to the bottom that day. But a lot of times, whenever we caught them, they'd be from that 20, they'd be suspended in like the 40 to 70 foot range. That fish would be set about 20. The bottom would be 40 to 70 feet. The fish would be suspended about 20 to 30 most of the time.
And talking about consistent, I mean, your weights day 1, 20.6, day 2, 23.6, and day 3, 17.15, which was your lowest weight of the 3 days. But, of course, the final day you had what, that 8-pound kicker that really went a long way, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We ended up getting away on day 2. I mean, my deal was really an afternoon deal. It was getting better from noon on every day. And I pulled up on the last spot before I had to come in and caught 3 pretty quick. One of them was that big one. There was a big school probably. There were 2 schools that probably had 40 to 50 each. So I mean, they were just showing up. So I mean, I'm just thankful that they finally did show up and I could catch a few and then have to blow the 7-pound lead.
Mm-hmm. When will that pattern disappear? When the fish all start blowing in, or is it, what? See, usually I haven't taken your foot out of your mouth. This time it's worse though. So when will it disappear? When the fish start blowing into the spawn, or will it continue year long?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that it'll disappear here shortly when the water gets up closer to 60. Those fish start getting closer to the spawning areas. I think whenever that happens, they'll move on to more of the traditional places where all the locals catch meat on those drains and just get ready to pull off those spawning flats.
February could be our coldest month.
Yeah. March usually the first week of March is usually a humdinger as well.
That's right. So it may hold up for another month possibly, that pattern that you're talking about.
Yeah,
and not all fish pull in. Not all pull in at the same time either. So.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of a cool deal. I think there are fish that live out there all year round. I mean, I don't think these big schools like I was fishing for live out there year round, but I do think there's always some staying out.
Okay, walk us through your electronics. Give us the electronics and the brand of bait you were fishing with. He's not gonna give it.
Yeah.
I paid him to just get it.
No, let me stop. No, send Grant away for him.
Yeah, it won't matter.
Shut him up because he's never fished over 3.5 foot deep in his life. That's about right. So he's not going to go right. Just saying. That's not a lie.
Okay, so the electronics that you're seeing these on.
Yeah, I ended up in practice. I spent a ton of time. I used my hummingbirds and just sat behind the steering wheel and draft so I could find wells. And that's what I would do to relocate these schools each day. Would be to scan on the big motor until I got around the bait, and then I would throw the troll motor down and hop up and I just have to keep going back and forth and going around the bait until they finally show up on myself.
Wow.
Okay, and the brand of jig is good.
I caught them all on a War Eagle. I caught them on a 7/8 War Eagle, just in nickel color.
Okay. So there's really nothing special about the fact that you just won back-to-back national tournaments.
Yeah.
Doing the same thing on the same body of water. Nothing nothing special about it. It was not rocket science or anything along those lines. You paid attention. You knew what the fish should be doing at this time of the year. You found the bait, bass go up. You have the persistence to stay there, and then it gets sense to move when it's over. And it's anything that we should be able to do here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's just one of those deals that you really have to stick with. I mean, you got to be committed to it because I wasn't a lot of but I knew I was around some big ones, so I just stayed out there and just kept plugging away, and finally, when those fish would group up.
Now, each day, did you have a big fish, or were you just consistently with 4s and 5s?
Well, in the college tournament, the biggest fish we weighed in all week was 507, but in the FLW event, it seemed like the big ones really started showing up. I mean, the first day I had a 6-pounder. The second day I had a 5 and a 7. And the third day I had an 8.
Wow. You just needed that tournament to go a couple more days. Set the world on
fire. Right.
Weight 50 pounds a day.
Oh, man.
Well, Cody,
all right.
You have honestly impressed us, brother. I mean, you have done the unthinkable. I mean, you've won 2 national tournaments in a week's time.
This is a guy to watch.
Yeah. And I certainly want to. Now, listen, when you win the next one, you know what's got to happen.
Yeah.
I got a pretty good idea.
Yeah, it ain't waypoints. It's a guy trip.
For 3.
For 3.
I just thought it was another radio interview.
No.
You didn't realize this was worldwide famous, that you're internationally acclaimed outdoors people.
The price goes up, my friend.
Yeah. You'll pay us to come to the boat.
Exactly.
Hey, Cody.
Man.
Thank you, brother. And where is your next tournament? I'm assuming the next one's going to be a collegiate tournament. Where's that?
Yeah, I'm actually on the water right now. I'm in Georgia at Lake Seminole.
Oh, one of my favorites. Hey, watch those stumps down there around the
Oh,
channel.
man.
Hey, let me tell you what, Seminole's the craziest thing. You get hung on a stump, don't snatch it, don't leave it there. Really? And one here in a minute will pull it off that stump for you. That's a fact. That's a fact. Cody, when we interview you after you went on Seminole, I want you to say, that Gary McCoy wasn't lying. Those suckers tear it right off of that stump. So, good luck,
That's what
bro.
I'll have to do.
Hey,
all right,
we do hope to have you back. You bet.
Thank you.
Cody Huff won the college tournament. He just won the FLW tournament. You never know what's next for that young man. I will tell you, though, 12 o'clock, Tommy Sanders, we got some news questions lined up for him. We are hooking up, tracking down at 11:30. Tiger.
Can't tune us in live? Go to HUTDshow.com and click on the show to see a segment or an interview you may have missed. This segment presented by Candyman Pet Lodge, United Rentals, Jimmy Grange's Nacogdoches Sport, Bass Cash Bash, and Toledo Town and Tackle, your one-stop shop for your next trip to Toledo Bend. Bait and tackle to the best burgers in the region. Toledo Town and Tackle has everything you need.
We are always looking for something, a product that will make us a better angler. If that's the case, take a look at V&M Baits. Tournament tested to help you catch fish and put money in your pocket. Designed by MLF Pro, Cliff Pace, and Jacob Rosnick, V&M Baits will help guarantee success on the water. So don't just tie on any lure. Get hooked up with a bait from V&M. Go to vnmbaits.com to see the entire line of baits available, or ask your local tackle dealer if they carry V&M Baits.
Here's your cigar fishing line tip of the week. Looking to save money on fishing line? Well, one way to do this is to buy bulk spools. If you like to change your line out fairly often, then buying your line in bulk might be the best way to save a few dollars. I like to order 1,000 or maybe 3,000 yard spools, especially in lines that I use often, like 15, 17-pound fluorocarbon. So if you're looking to save money on fishing line, buy bulk spools. This has been your cigar fishing line tip of the week.
And outdoor news. Outdoor news. Outdoor news day.
Good story today.
Yeah. You know what? Let's start with the best. The crazy boat captain.
Oh yes, I do have that one right here. Let me see here. It's not on y'all sheet. I've got it right here. I couldn't print it out.
I'm tired of taking your sheet.
This actually took place in East Texas at the East Texas High School Circuit. They wrote a letter to this gentleman named Mr. Darren Taylor. Mr. Taylor, after reviewing the events leading up to and after our disciplinary meeting with you on Saturday afternoon, January 11th, the Deep East Texas tournament team has decided to remove you as a boat captain from our tournament series. Your team's catch will count towards their championship total, and they will be permitted to continue fishing with the new boat captain if they so choose. While we can overlook a certain amount of disagreement with our existing rules, tournament procedures, and process, we cannot overlook your continued verbal abuse towards our tournament officials. Your admission that you would be perfectly willing to settle your disagreement with your fist can never be tolerated. Your additional claim that our tournament scale short-weighed your fish by 2 pounds has also been discredited. We have independently verified the accuracy of our scales and stand by our official weight for our team. The decision is final and bans you permanently from the Deep East Texas High School Fishing Series or any other tournament that involves children by the Deep East Texas Series of Outdoor Freedom Network charity group. So, regretfully, Deep East Texas High School Fishing Tournament.
You're kidding me.
No, had to write a letter.
See, Mike, you're not alone. Other directors are getting cussed. You know, what do you mean he made the bridge off limit?
Oh yeah.
Did you catch any flack over that?
Not from people actually participating.
Okay. You caught flack. You caught a lot of fish, but not fish the bridge.
Yeah. One guy made a comment. What gave me the right to do it? He made that comment.
What gave you the right to have a tournament?
Yeah, you know.
First of all, I'm talking about director.
My marbles go play however I want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a dumb comment.
Well, there you go.
She's been
But-
wearing.
I'm just
But, you know, I mean, that's a shame because of a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
More, I mean, that's like the screaming, hollering, fighting dad at a ball game.
You know what I want?
He is running for the kid.
I want to chase another quick rabbit real quickly before we get to these. Does an angler fishing in a boss tournament or any tournament, does an angler have to declare an infraction in order for you to take some type of action on another angler or anglers?
No.
Okay. I was just wondering, you know, like if somebody came up on, you know, if you were fishing the bridge, somebody came up too close to you, do you have to do the infraction, or does that angler have to say, hey, we had somebody that came up too close in order for there to be?
Well, if somebody says, well, I think I had a guy get too close, I say, okay, do you want to file a protest?
Yeah.
Well, yes or no. And then if he says, no, I don't want to file a protest, well, I'm not going to supersede that and do something or recommend.
What if you saw it? What if you saw it happen?
I'm just saying that a tournament director can instill a penalty or disqualification without a written protest.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I just wondered.
But if it's between two people and one guy says, I just didn't like it, but I'm going to file a protest,
Yeah.
I'm not going to jump in and say, okay, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
But it would have to be something blatant and safety issue or something.
Yeah. Where other lives were in danger.
Safety or cheating.
Yeah.
Because somebody's saying they're too close. That's a judgment.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you know.
Outdoor news for you. Some sentences handed down in a 2013 fatal boating accident. And you know what? I want you to think about this. What year is it? 2020. And you wonder what's wrong in the state of Louisiana with our judiciary system? This is 7 years. 7 years.
Before this came to trial.
Right. Judge Kevin Connor sentenced Larissa DeMall, 51, of Boothville, for obstruction of justice, filing false public records, negligent homicide, and hit-and-run driving, and ordered her to serve 3 separate 2-year jail terms and 3 separate 3-year jail terms, with all of them running concurrently. Judge Connor also sentenced Arthur Giles, 62, of Belle Chase, for conspiracy to commit obstruction of justice and ordered him to serve 2 years in jail, suspended 2 years of active supervised probation, and pay a $500 fine plus court costs. Judge Connor also sentenced Tyler Scott, 27, of Belle Chase. Now, if you think about it, 27 now. He was, 20? Well, it was probably in 2019 that this went down. So, this would have been 21 years old when this happened. People were all 6 to 7 years younger.
Yeah.
He's from Belle Chase for criminal mischief and ordered him to serve 6 months in jail, suspended 6 months of active probation, and to pay a $250 fine plus court costs. LDWF agents began the investigation June 10, 2013, when 2 vessels collided in the flat boat path near Venice. Agents were initially told by DeMall, Giles, and Scott that a 28-foot vessel being operated by Scott collided with a 24-foot bay boat being operated by Stephen Malcolm, 33, of Madisonville, resulting in the death of Malcolm. After further investigation, agents determined that Larissa DeMall, who left the scene of the accident, was actually the operator of the 28-foot vessel that belonged to a company owned by Arthur Giles. So it took this long to get to the bottom of it. A man died.
Yeah.
There was loss of life here, and it took that long. That's sad. That's Louisiana.
Okay. LDWF agents arrested Jacob Lee, 19, of Bernice, Jacob E. Lee of Bernice, and Jacob Jared L. Lee, 19, of Bernice, and cited a juvenile from Homer for hunting from a public road, hunting from a moving vehicle, taking deer during illegal hours, discharging a firearm from public roads. Jacob Lee and Jared Lee, don't they fish? Jacob,
No.
Jacob and Jared.
No.
Lee, that's their name.
No, it's Matt.
Matt Dillon.
What's the one's name?
Matt and Jordan.
Jordan.
Okay, well, okay. Jared and Jacob Lee were also cited for taking deer during the close season. The juvenile was cited for intentional concealment of wildlife. Agents received an anonymous tip from 2 different sources in October and November of 2019 that Smith had shot and killed a bald eagle in Claiborne Parish.
Wow.
Agents contacted Smith and he denied the accusation. I would do the same thing. Through the course of the investigation, agents found a bald eagle feather in Smith's truck on December 13th. On the 14th, he admitted to agents that he had shot and killed the bald eagle in February of 2017 off Colquitt Road with a .223 rifle.
They must have a Colquitt Road in Claiborne Parish also.
Yeah. Agents also found photos and videos of Smith participating in several illegal activities, including some with the Lee brothers and the juvenile. Agents found evidence that Smith killed a turkey July of 2019, killed a hawk November of 2018, and shot out streetlights July of 19 harvested 3 deer at night and dumped them over a bridge November of 19. Most of these infractions occurred from their vehicle and on public roads. Smith and the Lee brothers were arrested and booked in Taylor Parish Jail. The juvenile was released back to his parents, violating the Bald Eagle and Gold Eagle Protection Act, bring up to $100,000 fine and up to a year in federal jail.
$100,000
Wow.
for killing a herd.
Wow.
Our nation now $100,000 for being an idiot.
Yeah. Wow. Stick it to it. Man.
You know, sad part is, what's the fine for killing a human?
Oh.
There ain't one.
No, there's not one. That's right.
You still get you do time.
Well,
But to me, that I don't know. That'd be a whole show where our government protects our animals better than human lives.
well, he tried not to be seen. He shut the street lights out. Hoping nobody was seeing.
Through the bait here over the bridge. We're hooking up, tuck it down, 11:30.
Welcome to the Hooking Up and Tracking Down Show, a program dedicated to the great outdoors and making you a better outdoorsman. Sit back and enjoy the best outdoor show around. I'm Jay Watley here, your host, Gary McCoy, Mike Eccles, and Steve Graff.
And this part of our show is brought to you by the Red River Waterway Commission, Iowa Rods and Reels, Seagar Fishing Line, and Lake Fork Marina. Make your cabin or motel reservations right now for Lake Fork Marina and Motel at the big vast capital of Texas, Lake Fork.
Hooking Up Tracking Down Show is pleased to announce that the 2020 Bass Champ Circuit is out. Considered the best team bass circuit in Texas. Up next for the East Texas Division will be Toledo Bend, February the 15th. That's got to be next week.
Yeah.
Next Saturday. 10 days, yeah. Win cash prizes at each event and maybe a brand new Skeeter bass boat. If you love team bass fishing, Bass Champs is the circuit for you. To see the entire 2020 Bass Champ schedule, go to BassChamps.com.
On the Primo Targets hotline with us right now is a name everyone knows, Tommy Sanders, host of the Bassmasters. We watch this every Saturday. And Tommy, thank you so much. I know your schedule has got jam-packed, but thank you so much for setting aside a block of time for us today.
Yes.
Well, thank you all so much for the invitation. I sure appreciate the opportunity. Yeah, it is kind of busy time actually tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Central Time, we start our 2020 Bassmaster Elite Series Bassmaster Live, the first show of the year. Coming up tomorrow from the St. Johns River.
When you first started your career with Bassmaster, would you have ever dreamed that the day would come when you would be able to do live reports from the boat and you're in a studio or lakeside and you're able to give live updates from the competition boat?
Well, to be sure, I did dream of it, but it was a pretty unlikely dream for a good 20 years or so, because there was just no way to do it. All we had was cable. You run cables out to cameras to do sporting events. The golf was probably the biggest field you could work with, but then the technology came along and we could use the cell phone system and bring the pictures back into the studio, and there we went. We were where we wanted to be and had wanted to be for all those years.
Tommy, how long have you been involved with just Bassmasters?
with just Bassmasters, well, our company started working with the Bassmasters, the Bassmasters Sportsman Society, in 2001. We covered the 2001 Classic was our first assignment. Before that, we had worked on the FLW. We had started the television coverage and done all the television coverage for the FLW starting in 1996. But we were big suppliers or packagers, they called for ESPN, and ESPN bought the Bassmasters, so we were obliged to go to work for the Bassmasters.
I think in a couple more years, you're going to have this down. You're going to get good at it.
Oh, it's like cutting hair. You can't get it right after 40 years.
Tommy, you said your company got involved. Well, and I just think it's so neat to hear where somebody came from. What were you doing? I mean, were you selling insurance or what were you doing?
Was you on the side of the road?
No, seriously.
Well, we started as a
led you into this career.
Well, I tell you what, we started doing the FLW in 1996, but for 6 years previous to that, I had been doing hosting and continued to host something called ESPN Outdoors, which was the outdoor block program on ESPN, and I had done that since we started working on that late 1989. So I had done that. Before that, I was in the media business. I wrote, did videos and lots of commercials and stuff like that. I was kind of independent operator at the time that I met the late Jerry McKinney.
Wow.
What an awesome
So it was just just really a natural blessing, and don't get excited that you're a nice looking guy and got a great voice.
Mike's hitting on you.
I'm not taking you to dinner or anything. We're all over these buttons. That's the reason we're on radio. And but I mean, you had the combination of the personality and the voice and stuff to set you off into a career that I'm gonna say probably been pretty good for you.
Oh gosh, I'm the luckiest man on earth. I mean, I've been able to avoid a real job now over 30 years. So that's number one. But yeah, very, very, very blessed to be in the right time to fall into a situation like that.
I'm willing to bet that your job didn't start when you sat down and turned the microphone on and then when you get up to the console. Seriously, what are all, just like Gary McCoy does, he's on the air 15 minutes, but that's work it out.
Well, that's right. We got to do 6 hours tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll do 6 hours straight of live television, and you gotta spend a good bit of time just compiling information, biographical information of all the guys that you're going to see on the water, be able to talk about that, talk about their histories and everything like that. Plus, we're part of the Bass Angler Sportsman Society now, so the company has just got to keep churning. We've got 500,000 subscribers, so we've got to keep churning out content, whether it's magazine stuff and lots of video, lots of television, many television shows and all that. So yeah, it's just sort of feeding that monster. It takes up a lot of time.
Steve Graham here, and by the way, we owe you an apology. We have had Mark Zona on 3 times. We finished every year with Mark Zona. It's the wrap-up show every year, and we've not.
No, really, it's not the Mark Zona show.
No,
it's the Bash. Greg Hackney show.
Greg Hackney,
Mark Zona just hosted.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We bring him on every year. The last show of the year we do, and I apologize for not having you on center, but I just want to tell you, you're a great man to work with, Mark Zone. That is going to be a challenge at times.
Yeah. Well, you never know what's coming up. Mark Zone. But you know what's going to be good. You know what's going to be good. You know what's going to be funny, and he sort of just, I don't know, he adjusts everybody's attitude. You don't take yourself too seriously. You hang around with Mark Zone for a while.
I kind of have to quote Foghorn Leghorn on him. That was about as sharp as a bowling ball.
We're going to kind of label, if you take that relationship between Tommy Sanders and Mark Zona, Mark Zona is at picking these on crack, and Tommy Sanders is the leash.
Yeah.
The leash.
Things rounded in.
Well, that's an important job. You can't have two Mark Zonas.
No.
You got to have a straight man, and you got to have Mark Zona.
But without the leash, He'd run off and bite somebody's leg.
Y'all see it goes on the whole line.
Oh, no, he's a sweetheart for sure. There's no doubt about it.
Well, Tommy,
Smart, funny, and all the above.
it wasn't without purpose that I wanted to, kind of walk you through the evolution of where we started. I mean, at one point, we didn't know who won the Bassmasters Classic until it came out of the newspaper or it was on the radio or whatever. We had no idea. We can watch it being won now. We can watch any one of the big Elite Series tournaments as they are happening. It made it, a spectator sport. And that evolution took a lot of time, and there was a lot of transition, and there's been some hiccups as we went along. But it's weird now to where, the average consumer can enjoy every minute of it. And when we get our publications at the end of the month, you're not really trying to rehash everything that we've already seen. Right. You have to find a new angle and what was going on in the boat at that particular time and things of that nature. And I love the fact that I'm a fan, have been a fan, lifetime member of BASS, and I wouldn't trade anything with it. But with that evolution has also come the evolution of fishing. And at one point, I can remember I've got several friends who have toured, and most of them are retired now, but were BASS tours. And they said essentially back in the day, you really only had two rules. When it came to bass, there's just two rules. You never, ever, ever brought a woman to a tournament who was not your wife. That was rule number one. You never brought a woman. Okay. You never had a woman. Because
you're right about
the time would come when you had your wife, and they would see, well, that's not Beanie's wife. And so they would immediately think that when they weren't there with you, that you were with another woman. So that was rule number one. Rule number two, real simple. You don't ever poach anybody's fishing hole. You don't fish another man's fish. You leave those alone. That's his. You don't crowd him. You don't do anything like that. And etiquette has changed so much from back in those days to where we are now. And there's bass fishing is hugely popular now, and bass tournaments have gotten even bigger with the number of high school anglers that are out there, the collegiate anglers that are out there, the regular weekend warriors that are fishing in the bass clubs, to the local and regional tournaments and things of that nature. And there's not very many of the lower 48 that are affected by this. So what would you say? Right. What would you say today? As far as the state of etiquette that we see, especially with tournament anglers.
Well, I tell you what, I'll start with the group that I work with all year long, the Bassmaster Elite Series guys. These are guys who've been around the block, and for the most part, BASS does not police etiquette per se. Most of these folks, there'll be a dispute now and then, but most of them sort of obey the golden rule, which is don't do something to somebody else if you don't want it done to you.
Amen. And
if you move in on some place you had been there all week and they can catch them, yeah, you're going to be talked bad all over the place. But more important than that, you know that someday the tables will turn. You'll be in a position like that. Somebody wants to come in on you, then you have no standing to complain if you don't work it out with that angler and respect, general rules of conduct.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of more or less let the market. Is one way to put it. Let the market decide that.
Certainly. Yeah.
Because these guys now, when you got 600 boat tournament down there in Boulder, part of the world, and stuff like that. I mean, my goodness, you might as well ask, how do I police etiquette on Interstate 20?
Right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah. Every it's a learning process. Everybody's different, and you hope by the time people have some experience under their belt, they've fished a lot of tournaments, they will realize that the golden rule is best. And you can't really write a rule again. You can't write a rule that says, if you've been fishing, for 2/3 of 3 separate days in practice, then you were entitled to have this place all yourself. You can't enforce it,
right.
Number one. Right. And you have to sort of depend on your anglers to obey the golden rule.
What's the golden rule in regards to other anglers that are not in the tournament and spectator boats? I mean, what do you guys try to tell your professionals, how to handle that? Because I have seen for anglers like Kevin Van Dam and Denny Brower, in his heyday, There were really hundreds of boats following them and things of that nature. And I'm sure that you give words of advice to, or someone does, on how to handle those spectator boats. What does that usually consist of?
Well, usually that is the angler's initiative. Of course, Denny Browers, Kevin Van Dam, and Mike Hockenhuss are used to having a lot of boats following, and they don't hesitate a moment to ask all the group to stay back this far. Don't run this piece of electronics. Do all that. Most of the folks that are following them are very compliant because they want to be there. They want to be out there and see what's going on, and they will do as they're instructed. And the anglers, for the most part, have no problem giving a big speech to them every time that someone makes a transgression out there. And the fans generally they understand everything like that. But again, there's always 1% or 2% type situations where it gets a little scratchy. But I think that's the exception rather than the rule.
Tommy, you got to hang out with us a little bit longer.
Sure.
Okay. It's just us girls. I mean, we just have to pay for the phone bill.
Oh, really?
Imagine that.
It's not free.
I can't imagine.
Tommy Sanders, host of the Bassmasters, is on with us right now and going to be here in a second. And we're going to hit you with the Exodus Batteries question of the day, Tom. And it'll deal with high school and college fishing tournaments and the high volume of these kids that are on the water at one time. And maybe some resolution to that. Tommy Sanders is here. We are hooking up, tracking down at 11:30.
Make sure to check out our Facebook page at Hooking Up and Tracking Down. Insight and information about us, and every now and then we have some great giveaways. Like us and share for your opportunity to win some awesome prizes. This segment presented by Super ATV, United Rentals, J&J Exterminating, Sam Rayburn Marina Resort, and Exodus Batteries. The next time you need a new set of batteries, invest in a set of lithium batteries from Exodus. Batteries designed to last years versus standard lead acid. Go to exoduspower.com to learn more.
Hey, it's Gary McCoy, the Ranger Iowa Pro Staff for CPR Hill Mud, and Mike Eccles is here. And don't be that guy, the one who forgot to sign up for the largest bass tournament in America. It's Bass Cash Bash.
Back in 2020,
bigger and better than ever. Whether you're a touring pro or a weekend warrior, you really need to sign up. All you got to do is catch a tag fish, and you immediately win. And we just found out in the Falls tournament coming up in March, if you are signed up for Bass Cash Bash, you catch a tag fish, it's going to be worth a minimum of $2,000
It's
that
going
day.
to be extra $500 shipping in by PD Manson.
Exactly. If you got the T-shirt and the entry,
You win the tag, $1,000. I think T-shirts another $500. You do all that, he's going to kick you another $500.
so it'll be worth $2,000 if you do that. More likes.
I'm gonna fish myself.
But you don't. More likes means more opportunities to win cash and prizes. This year, that includes the Louisiana Delta, Lake Eufaula, Alabama, Caddo, Sam Rayburn, Toledo Bend, Lake Gunnersville, and Lake Fork. So don't be that guy. Sign up today. FastCashBash.com. And from the Bassmasters, one of our personal heroes, Tommy Sanders, is with us today.
No doubt.
And Tommy, our Exodus Batteries question of the day today. With the explosion of high school and college fishing tournaments and the high number of participants, if you were the guy in charge, what changes would you implement to help control these events? And I'll explain. They might have as many as 600 teams on one body of water at one time.
Sam Rayburn.
And there could very well be 2 or 3 other tournaments that are going on that same body of water on that date. So you've got those variables to consider. Tommy Sanders has been around the world of bass fishing for a couple of days now. What would Tommy do to kiss it and make it all better? Because we're talking about not only bass fishing's future, but America's future. These are young anglers. They're high school and college students. And their safety should be the first consideration. What would Tommy do?
Well, I'll start by saying this. You talked about the explosion in high school and college bass fishing. I think the college explosion has already happened. If they have come into full blossom over the last 12, 15 years, and I think the growth in college, as far as numbers go, has sort of plateaued out. It's not getting bigger. Of course, the growth part is high school. High school is, just keeps growing, and there's so many elements that contribute to that. You think of how travel teams for kids, athletic, in all sports have grown. There's an element of that in there, and it's still growing, and you do have a lot of people out there. The college, as far as safety goes, they are so, they're just a lot more sophisticated. These kids, they know a lot more. Usually on a typical college team, there's a kid who has access to the boat and is pretty good at safely operating to another kid who's a good fisher, and maybe doesn't have a boat. But college, I'm not so much worried about. High school, with huge numbers, that is pretty good. Boats from any segment of the tournament fishing population on a lake, and it's you got to be extra careful. You got to be tough. The good thing about most high school organizations is they do have an adult in the boat, which helps in that respect. But maybe I don't know if capping the number of participants, or at least I know at the SS level, in the championship there are a lot of teams out there going for the championship national, but after a day, competition field got severely. After 2 days, it got a little more, and it helps that way. I don't know if you want to support the growth of high school fishing, but you got to stay on top of it, and of course, watch it as close as you can. Write regulations where you can that are strictly concerned with safety. And I don't think there's a magic bullet that's going to fix every concern that everyone who observes the high school fishing phenomenon has. But it's a task that has many moving parts. I'll just put it that way.
Well, one of the worst things that factors into high school fishing is actually one of the best things, or the greatest things about it, is you don't have to be good at it to be on the team.
Amen.
And
you don't have to have any athletic skills at all.
You've got to be pretty good to make the baseball team. You have to be pretty good at football, baseball team. All you get to do is have a boat captain and rod and reel, and you're on the fishing team, which is good. I mean, that's the only way I ever made a team on. And I was,
right.
I just, so it's a good thing, and I think it opens the doors for people to be a part of the school heritage, or whatever the right word is. But that's the reason we've got 600 teams out there. If they had to qualify for high school, you wouldn't have 50, 60, 70 kids on a high school team. You'd have
Yeah.
Well, you know, you
Well, let me ask you this: would you guys think that the establishing sort of an equivalent of the AAU for high school sports, where we were all young, we were on the track team, the football team, or whatever like that. We had to compete well enough in the little tournament in order to make it to the district tournament. The district tournament was not any bigger than a regular basketball tournament or track meet, and to have a governing body that sort of controls and sort of like a hose controls the volume of water. To do that, I don't know.
I mean, that might work.
What do you guys think?
That might work in any state except Louisiana. In Louisiana, it is so bad that even our governing body, the Athletic Association for the state, we have 10 or 11 football state champions every year.
Oh, yeah.
It is segregated that badly between the public schools and the private schools. And this division of that, it's really, because they can't come to an agreement. And I get scared about involving government of any type of body at any point.
Well, you should.
And you mentioned a little while ago, you'd hate to squelch this phenomenon, as you said, the growth of high school fishing.
Yeah.
By capping the number of teams. What if you had these held on separate days? If maybe the first 300 competed on one day and the second 300 competed on the subsequent day. Would that be fair to all parties involved?
You know the kind of status you get about that. Well, the conditions were as good on the day we had to compete. It never ends. It's so hard to institute rules like that and have everybody be satisfied. But of course, the old saying, I don't know the secret to success, but the secret to failure is trying to please everybody.
Amen.
Unfortunately,
Tommy, one thing, I have been involved in some of the high school teams in this region, doing banquets, doing seminars, the one thing I have noticed, and I'm thinking now that I sit here listening to you guys talk, in 5 more years, we may not have a problem. And here's why. A lot of these kids, I'll give an example. The school that I work with in my local hometown went from 35 kids to 8.
Oh, wow.
in a matter of 2 years. And why? The lack of success. Fishing is not an easy sport. I mean, you got to learn how to catch them.
Yeah.
A lot of kids, they can't catch them, and they get frustrated and they quit fishing. And I think that's what's going on. I think it's going to happen more and more. I can see it dwindling. Like college, maybe it's reached its peak, and it's going to start to dwindle back down again. I don't know if in 5 years from now we'll have the same issue.
Well, that you may be, like you say, a self-correcting problem. I think that's the best thing you could pin your hopes on. I think I'm being serious.
Yeah. Tommy, have you ever pulled the demographics of your live views and things of that nature when you guys were there? Have you ever pulled the specific demographics? I mean, what age groups are watching that the most? Because I'm betting it's more younger people than older people.
Well, I've not seen the demographic breakdown of it. I assume pretty close to what all the mass media, the demographics are. The heart of it's right around probably about 40 years old. Mm-hmm. But it might skew a little younger. I would think employed people.
You better put it on company time.
Everybody watches it at work.
Yeah, that's what made me to watch my Bassmaster.
Yeah,
that's the new golden rule.
Yeah, that's the deal right there now.
Well, as far as the overall coverage goes, think back over the years that you've been involved in this. The absolute funniest thing that either ever happened in studio or it happened out on the water that you were a part of.
That I was a part of.
Or that you witnessed. Either way.
Zone had to be a part of it.
My favorite moment, I think one of his favorite moments too, was that we had Dave Mercer. You guys know Dave Mercer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's also been on the show. Just not Tommy Sanders. Thank you, Graham.
Out on the water, doing some coverage, and we there was a big cicada hatch going on at Kentucky Lake, and we were doing a live bet with Dave. He was out on the water, and there was a bunch of cicadas around, and he actually picked one up and killed it. Still alive, and we pretty much bullied him into eating that cicada live on here.
Oh, wow.
That's something you gotta love. I mean, that had a little bit of Food Network in it, had a little bit of fishing,
Yeah, buddy.
It had a little bit of jacket.
Mike has asked
90% jackass.
Yeah.
Mike's got to ask you something about Davey Hyde.
Well, we were just talking about what a great collection of, believe it or not, the three of us sitting here have stumbled up on a pretty good, mixture of personalities. Y'all have taken it to off the chart level, and I'm one of those guys that said when Davey Hyde was going to do this, I said, nah, ain't gonna work. Too nice guy, too laid back, no personality, and I was wrong, 100% wrong. Davey Hyde brings to the Bassmasters just something that you can't live without that. But
I fully agree. I mean, everybody, including Davey, was a little bit apprehensive, but everyone knew he was a great guy. Everyone knew he had impeccable tournament credentials and a fantastic Hall of Fame sort of career already.
Yes.
But we started that first tournament that he worked on. It was down at Okeechobee. I think it was 7 minutes. I knew this guy is
He got it.
I mean, there's just flawless performance. Between he and Zona, I mean, I can't think of two people more well suited to that job and bring more proficiency.
Well, here's my question: Have you ever seen him, or have y'all ever let him or made him? If you talk to him, Dave Mercer eat the bug, Davey Hyde used to break things.
We're always kidding him. And he hates it. He hates it.
Y'all need to bring
he won that tournament on Lake Dardanelle, and it was just we were just so delighted to see that. Davey, he's a former military guy, straightforward, buttoned up.
Yeah.
He is a fun guy too, and I think that just made him a bigger fan than Davey.
Does he hold this little piece of cardboard in his boat, and got a boom box, stored in the storage somewhere?
Well,
yeah, we're gonna have to dig that up and just have them ready the next time.
Tommy, I'm gonna toot your horn a little bit, and I'm looking before we let you go. We actually did a Facebook survey about the 3 different professional tournament trails. Which ones or which one do you prefer to watch the coverage on? And it was hands down with you guys. The Bassmasters was number 1. It wasn't even a contest because of the coverage between you and Davey and Mark. I want to tell y'all do a tremendous job of breaking every tournament down, every technique down, every bake down. I'm telling you, it's hats off to you guys. You do a tremendous job.
Well, thank you kindly. That is so nice of you, and viewers who voted that way. Hats off to Zona and Davey because they bring 90% of the content. I just read the scores, but they're awesome. There's just no other way of putting it. The best 2 ever could be those 2 jobs, in my opinion.
Well, Tommy, it has certainly been our privilege and our pleasure to have had you. Thank you so much for the time that you spent with us today.
Well, thank you, Steve, Mike, Gary. It's just a real pleasure for me, and you got a great show, and happy to visit with you for a while.
Tell Zona you're famous now.
Yeah. Tell him you actually.
Oh yeah,
you have made it now, Mr. Tommy.
I'm going to tell him that you said you're swearing off him now.
Thank you, Mr. Tommy Sanders.
Thank y'all. Have a great weekend.
Live coverage starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning. You want to check that out. Bassmasters.com.
I'll get up here.
We're going to get Johnny Geist on. Man, we are on a roll. We are hooking up and tracking down. 11:30.
If you missed today's show or maybe just a segment, you can tune in Saturday morning from 6 till 8 right here on 1130 The Tiger. This segment presented by Primo Targets, Vietnam Baits, Jimmy Grange's Natchitoches Ford, and Lake Fork guide Johnny Geis. Make plans now to go out with a 4-time Lake Fork Guide of the Year, Johnny Geis. Go to mybigfish.com to book your trip today.
Looking to accessorize and protect your ATV? Make sure you have one of these, a Super ATV door bag. Never worry about your keys or cell phones again. These door bags are made of thick, durable PVC coated material. These door bags will make sure your important items are safe and protected from the elements. So add this awesome door bags to your wish list. To see the entire line of accessories, go to superatv.com.
On the phone, he is on the Primo Targets hotline. He is our Lake Fork Guide of the Year, 4 years running. Johnny Geis, and Johnny, I'm going to go right straight for the jugular on this one. First of all, thanks for joining us, and I know we were a little bit late, but that other guy before you, that Tommy Sanders guy, is just long-winded. We can't get him to stop talking. Yeah. But I want to, before you were a guide, you had used fishing guides previously. And I'm certain that you'd had good fishing guides, and you had some that, maybe you wish you had your money back on. Overall, what expectations did you have of a fishing guide that you actually used when you became a guide yourself?
Well, one thing that I did, I got a guy a long time ago from LinkedIn, and I brought a freight customer with me on that. And where I failed there was determining, what the trip was, how long we were going to fish, what time we were going out, what time we were coming in. Because at that point in time, I wanted to fish from daylight dark. I didn't know that we stopped at 5 o'clock. Typical spring day, it's getting warm, just about time the fish started biting. We got to head on in. And so, when I booked a trip with the customer, I try to find out what do they want to fish. Number one, crappie or bass, or they want to try to catch numbers or a lot of them, or we just at least want to have an idea of what we're going to do out there. So that really helps when you communicate up front what the expectation is.
Well, when you are actually, you're having conversations, I'm sure that a lot of your customers are repeat customers. Because once somebody's been in the boat with John, you want to go back. But when you're dealing with somebody that's brand new, do you have to initiate that conversation a lot yourself, or a lot of them forthcoming? Hey, when do we be at the boat ramp? When do we leave, and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I definitely want to know how long they want to fish, what time they need to be headed back. Ask them if they want to come in for lunch. You kind of set the parameters of what the day's going to be like, and then I try to have a rundown of what's going on and what we can do. And if we just want to target maybe one big bite, we probably won't get a lot of bites. We're going to do a little bit something different that way. But so many people are missing the boat by not saying it's not all about fishing. Let's learn something. Show me your electronics. Show me how you do this. Why do you do that? What are we looking at right here? And those are the ones that I really enjoy the teaching and coaching and sitting there. And when they leave, they've got a lot better understanding of how to go out and do it themselves next time.
Well, Johnny, you know for a fact better than anybody, there's too many people whose intention of hiring a guide is in 8 hours for $400. I want to know every spot that you've taken 25, 30 years to learn. and I want it to be okay for me to be sitting there tomorrow.
I don't see a problem with that. I'm just trying to get
I have to blindfold Steve when he comes.
Yeah, so me and Gary will be over next week. No, seriously, and that's the wrong attitude because, Johnny Geis can take somebody and show them 30 spots on the lake, and they're not going to find 29 of them. Exactly. And they haven't learned anything. No. It goes back to what Johnny said. You're a lot better off learning something that you can carry with you, improve on, and use the next time you have a lake or the next lake you go to. Right. Use it as
but you guys know me. I'm pretty free with. I mean, Lake Fork doesn't have any secrets anymore, especially with the electronics we got. I sure don't mind somebody coming in finding out where the guy's holes are, where the fighting on. Because I found, and what's doing it one day, they probably won't do it right there the next day. And if you know enough places, that's okay. Somebody's there, we can bump over to the next spot.
hired guys one time in my life before a tournament. And I'll come over with you, but I don't fish tournaments at the lake for rarely. Me and Gary fish over there. But my point is, when you hire a guy for tournament fishing to learn tournament spots or whatever, understand that that same guy has probably been hired by some other people that he's going to show the same spots.
Amen.
That happened to me on that summer, and it broke me for hiring a guy for that
It would
reason.
have been better if that guy had taught you a technique that will work
Yeah.
in this water depth and in this kind of condition.
Tell me what depth I need to be fishing. You know, what area of the lake maybe I need to be in. But I
And
learned
over
that.
here, over here on port, especially with the spot limit, it really is important if you want to come and learn how to move around the lake, navigate it, man, because there's so many underwater stuff right now. That's probably the value of getting guys before tournament. How do I get around to where I need to go? And then, if I want to target under that 16 inches, we're fishing smaller baits, drop shots, lighter lines, that kind of stuff. If you're trying to catch just one big one, let's go show you the spot you can dive. It's got all the features that there are some big bass. Sooner or later, it's going to move up off this point. Might be 10 other people there with you, but here's where your chance for that big one. A lot of that's luck on the spot, whether you get one over the spot. Main thing you want to do is focus under those 16. The more fish you catch, the luckier you get.
Well, you brought up the importance of communication, and I guarantee you, I have a question that you shouldn't have to ask, but I promise you, it's something that I hired a guide on Lake Kissimmee. We were there at Disneyland, or Disney World, and my oldest son said, "Hey, Dad, we gotta go fishing over here." I said, "Okay." So we hired a guide, and we hadn't been on the water very long, and all of a sudden he throws this little rug up on the bow of the boat and starts bowing to the east.
What?
And I'm like, what in the devil is going on? I've been a bass fisher my whole life. I had never seen anything like this. My son's looking at me like a pig looking at a watch. And come to find out, this guy is either Buddhist or Muhammad or Muslim, And I'm like, holy. So from now on, when I hire a fish guide, I have to ask him, "Hey, what's your religion?" And you shouldn't have to ask a guy that, but when all of a sudden the fishing trip breaks down, well, he's bowing to the east for 20 minutes. That's a problem.
I've had to carry my own rod, but never my own rug.
Yeah. Johnny, are you when you had a good trip? I mean, you guys have ripped them. I mean, you caught 40 fish. That big slots from 5 to 7 pounders. And I've been there in the boat. Graf and I can testify.
Yeah.
We have been in the boat when that has happened. And there have been so many times that you have been on the phone with us doing this report, and one of your customers catches the biggest fish they've ever caught. When that person has had a trip like that, do you expect a tip?
Oh, no. I that's never my mind whatsoever. If they got a lot of money, they hand me. It's all here folded up. I don't know whether we got a tip on it or not. I do know how hard it is to round up, that much money to go fishing. And if somebody doesn't have that at that point in time, that's okay. And I know if I work real hard and they've got the money to share, because there's a little extra, especially when you fish with salties or something like that, you're going to buy the bait and everything. But I don't expect that. I appreciate it very much if I get one, and I thank them for it, obviously. But that doesn't make me mad. And I hear some guys, well, we did all this, we didn't even get a tip. Well, damn it, you didn't work hard enough. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, Johnny, it's 2020 going to be a new new day for Johnny Guys Guide Service. Are you going to be doing as much crappie guiding as you are bass fishing with the new bioscope?
Well, gosh, it looks like it. Or at least I'm talking earlier with people want to come get crappie and learn life stuff. So many people are getting this new technology, and there is a learning curve. I learned 2 things last week on it. I learned number 1, having a transition cocked it around. That's why I couldn't find the tree. But we caught 40 fish that day. And then also I learned I could, just like your iPhone, you can spread it out. It's got zoom, and boy, when I zoomed in, I could almost see the lateral line on these fish. It was that clear. So,
Wow.
Now, the answer to your question is, yeah, it's going to be. I didn't have this technology. I didn't have this telescope until about July. So springtime fishing, how we were playing with it 2 days ago, and my buddy had throwing a bad blue jig, and he was fishing out, and I said, I'm going to zoom it out there 50 feet. There's a lot. Let's see if we can see that jig coming in. And he's hopping this thing in, and we see a fish fought it for about 4 hops. Never did hit it, but yeah, it's going to really change fishing in the spring and even in shallow water. This was less than 10 foot of water. So I'm really looking forward to using it for bass fishing this spring.
I can't wait to get over when it's time for the live minnows to do that. And some of the places that you go, I cannot wait to go catch a big bass with live bait like you like to do.
Well, Gary, last year, I just looked at my pictures this morning. Last year, on February 5th, 6th, and 7th. On the 5th, we started catching them up in Glade Creek. On the 6th, we caught 42 bass in less than 2 foot of water. Where these fish came from, I don't know. They were there 2 days before that. But all we need, we got 43 holes today. But once the next warning trend hits, they will move into the shallows. They're already getting fish caught up. These are big water bass. Don't mind getting that 50 degree water. When you hit 55 to 50 degrees like that, they're going to be right on the bank.
Oh, I am so pumped.
Yeah.
Johnny, when somebody wants to get hold of you, you always say, is it best to call you on the phone or check your website or your Facebook page? Which is the best of those ways?
If they go to the website or my Facebook page, it's got my phone number on it. If I don't, if I'm on the water and driving, I might not hear the call. I want to call right then, pick up the phone and call. If you want me to call them back, they leave the message. But my number is pretty easy to remember. It's 972-800-3882. And if I get the phone call from that, we usually get our trip planned up and get the dates booked in. And these last couple of cold days, I've been getting good calls. I think people are going to look forward to this year.
Amen. Check that Facebook page. I'm telling you, there's always you get jealous of what other people are catching until you're there and you're the guy that's featured in that Facebook post. Johnny, guys, thank you, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Book your trip right now. Yeah, boy, he books up fast, and you know it's hard to say what's best for him because in the spring months, you're liable to catch a really big one, but once those fish start moving out to that deeper water, all of a sudden there you go to catching those big ones again. So it's hard to say which one's better.
Yep.
Book 2 or 3 trips.
Exactly.
That's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it.
Hook it up, track it down, 11:30. The Tiger.
Down on the bar and I don't know
Girl,
Thank you for tuning us in today, and hopefully you've learned a thing or two that'll make you a better outdoorsman. This final segment presented by Candyman Pet Lodge, Nichols Department Stores, Cypress Knee Outdoors, Bass Champ, and Spro Lures. Check out Spro's new line of colors offered in their Rock Crawler series of crankbaits. One more time, here's Terry, Steve, and Mike.
Here's your dial with best times to fish. This weekend is rated as excellent as we will be under a full moon by Saturday night. There's a 50% chance of rain on Saturday with highs this weekend in the mid-60s and lows in the mid-40s. This could be a great weekend. There's some bass maybe up shallow, spawning, roaming around getting ready to spawn. Friday, 9:25 a.m. to 12:26 p.m. Sunrise at 7:05. Sunset 5:53. Saturday, 10:26 a.m. all the way up to 1:26 p.m. Sunrise will be 7:04. Sunset 5:54. Sunday, 11:26 a.m. to 2:26 p.m. Sunrise 7:03. Sunset 5:55. This has been your Iowa's best times to fish.
I wonder if YouTube's got that high breakdown.
I don't know. That'd be,
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? You know, if you had to just think about that for a minute. Davey High breakdown this.
Yeah.
If that's not the most comical thing in the whole wide world. Tommy Sanders was on the show today. Johnny Geist was on the show today.
this
Cody
is our best show of 2020.
Cody Huff has now become a regular.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
3 times in 4 months. I mean, I don't know if we've had anybody on 3 times. Other than Johnny Geist.
That's the first.
And PD Vincent on, of course, March 1st, the kickoff of the Bass Cash Bash on a number of lakes, Caddo, Lake Fork. I mean, we've got so many lakes that are going to be kicking off then. That really, I don't know what you can put together for next week to top this week.
It'll be difficult. And I will say, I am trying to, let's see. I've got Chris Haldane lined up for the 19th. He'll be on with us to preview the Classic.
Okay.
I think it's the last week before. I forgot. Anyway.
The Classic is March 6th, 7, and 8.
Yeah, I think it's last week. I'm available actually to get somebody. And then I'm trying. Matt Herron is probably going to be on next week to also preview the Classic. He can't wait to come on. And Matt's always got something to say.
Yeah.
So, is he fishing? He's fishing. He's in the Classic. So, but I want to get Tommy on today just to something a little different. Oh, he did a great job.
I'm hoping he'll become a regular with us.
Yeah,
As regular. Maybe you have Zona, last show of the year. You have Tommy,
Start off middle
start
of
off
the
here, or middle of the year, somewhere around there.
That's a good idea.
Can you get Davey Hype?
Oh, yeah, we can do both.
Okay. I think Davey Hype would be neat to talk to.
We need to get people in the studio.
Especially right after on the Lake Series tournament where I can kind of explain. Maybe we have a winner of the Elite, and then we have Davey Hyde on to kind of explain what they did. And because we brought up before, MLF isn't about selling baits. Bassmasters, you see the bait reel up close into the pictures and things of that nature. And MLF, we don't get to see the baits a lot. You see them catching a ton of fish, which I enjoy.
Right.
There's positive sides to both of those. But I want to know, did you catch that fish? I saw how you were fishing it, but what was it?
We're not knocking MLF.
Oh no!
And I'm not knocking when I say this. I'm still confused as to what is new for MLF. There's a lot of MLF on TV right now, but I don't know how much of it's old. It looks like it's old.
Mm-hmm.
It's fall footage, and I'm like, when's the new stuff? Which they open up this week.
Yeah.
At St. John's River, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh really? Yeah.
So.
Because the last stuff that I watched was 2019.
Like you follow. MLF is like you follow.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Or Friday.
Okay.
I want to remind everybody the
how do you know that?
Because of the schedule.
But the point that I'm making is, how do you know that? Because I thought they don't release those lakes to them until they're there.
That's a different series.
Okay, gotcha.
The regular circuit, it's a pretty.
Okay, yeah, that's what.
The cups are the ones.
Is that the FLW that they bought?
No, this is the way they've always done it.
Okay, because MLF bought FLW.
Yeah. Last year was the first year for the pro circuit.
Okay.
And those
see, I'm confused now.
Oh, I know it is confusing. The pro circuit is the scheduled events. The cups, the MLF cups, those are the ones that
you don't know where you just know you're driving to Boston or whatever. Okay.
I'm not talking. You interrupted me.
I'm sorry. He just had not completely explained the point to me.
It's hard to explain.
Doing this for Jerry Pate, the wild game. That's not true. I'm doing it for everybody. But Jerry's wanted to remind me. Wild game dinner is going to be at the Ringo First Baptist Church. It's going to be February the 8th at 6 p.m. Kevin Spinney is from Halton Baptist Church. Is going to be the guest speaker. They're going to have a band and lots of stuff to eat and door prizes and probably not dancing girls, but it's going to be a great time at the Ringo Baptist Church. February the 8th.
Do they sell tickets here at the door, or you got to have them in advance?
I don't know, but I bet you can buy. I bet you can buy them at the door.
Okay, cool.
Thank you, Jerry, for reminding me.
Next week is the second leg of the BFL tour at Sam Rankford. There are some guys looking for links If you're a co-angler or an angler needing a link for that event, go to flwoutdoors.com, click on the homepage for the BFL, or you can go to regular Facebook. A lot of guys are posting on Facebook that they need a link for that event. So I highly encourage you to do that. Have another great turnout.
Okay. Boss, next tournament is March 7th.
7th is going to be
Caddo Lake.
Caddo Lake. Weekend will be at the Cash Magic.
Okay.
The corner Highway 1, Highway 2. You'll be able to start fishing.
Don't block the pumps.
Don't block the pumps. Don't block the in the back. Been going really well up there. There's a great bunch of people that have us up there. You'll start fishing 30 minutes before sunrise. We'll announce that. Stop fishing at 3. Line out of the water at 3 o'clock. And you have to be around there by 4 o'clock.
Okay, so you give us an hour for that one since it's not on water.
It's straight,
Yeah.
I'm looking for that. Everybody's going to sing happy birthday to me.
Amen.
I'm looking forward to that.
Well, it's going to happen. I'll have Pete call you on the phone, and we'll hold on up around everybody and, try to vote on.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, you watch.
that's cool.
You watch what we do.
Can we sing?
No.
And I think February 23rd.
He played the guitar, though. Let's certainly play a bass
There you
guitar.
go. I'll think of it.
Oh, my God. Yeah. He's a heck of a musician.
Wow. Okay. I think February 23rd is going to be the first, like the 13th. It's going to be on Caddo Lake.
You said March. You meant February.
Yeah, February 23rd. I
Right.
believe today. It's going to be on Sunday.
All of them will.
Yeah. Entry fee is $160. 10 of that goes to a big bass pot. And the concept is, you enter the tournament, you go out and fish. At the end of the day at 3 o'clock, if you've got 13 pounds, you come to the scales. If you do, you're going to get a check.
What about if you just caught one fish, but it's a 7-pounder? Should you still bring that one in?
You're in the bass pot. 50 people, 50 teams, they're going to be $500 big bass.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring your big bass.
Yeah.
If you're not sure, bring. I don't want people coming through lines.
2.5 pound fish. Yeah.
Stuff like that. But if you're not sure how much weight you got,
Yeah.
A lot of times you think, well, I didn't think they weighed 12, they weighed 13.
Yeah, for certain.
Anyway, those entry forms are out at Bayou Outdoors. The deal is, if you're by Bayou Outdoors, fill one of them out, you're going to enter with cash, give it to Big Dave. If you want to enter with a credit card, call me or email me your credit card information. I'll put you in.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay. Even if it's a check card.
Credit card?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's a credit. It's your debit card.
Yeah, debit card.
Yeah.
It's a
Does
debit card.
Do you qualify as a credit card?
Sure.
Okay.
Whatever.
Well, I didn't know. Okay.
Sure. Yeah. Just call me up. I'll run in.
All right, then. Your Thursday night tournaments. When's that start?
Cash Flash.
Cash Splash. Hello, Mike.
Whoa, huh? What?
Cash Flash.
Cash Splash. When's it start?
Naked photos.
Again?
Yeah, 1 second. Okay. My son sent me this. Davy High bust a move at Lake Dardanelle.
Oh, we got a video?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
that's got to go on the Facebook
Yeah,
page.
send that to me. We'll post
That has got to go on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Michael Eccles. I'm sorry, Mike. Thank you, Michael Eccles.
And I don't know when the second Thursday after daylight savings is when Cash Flash starts on
Good deal.
on Cross Lake. Just give me
He's
a
wanting to
second.
watch Davey Hike right now.
No,
I got a long time.
Okay.
Do you? March 19th. Let's just go with that.
Okay. Sounds good.
March 19th.
All right.
Out there. I'll
Take
be
us
there.
home, Brother Grab.
All right, as we have discussed today, etiquette on the water has been lost or forgotten, and I'm not sure we will ever get it back to where it should be. There's so much money involved in tournaments now, and so much on the line. Etiquette has been pushed aside along with sportsmanship and courtesy. So many anglers today have become consumed with being the next touring pro and will step on anyone who gets in the way. So at some point, older anglers are going to have to take control and correct the younger anglers coming up in order to take back our waterways and make our time on the water enjoyable. For Gary McCoy and Mike Eccles, say, while you're truly Steve Craft, thank you for listening. Tune in Saturday morning at 6 o'clock right here on 11:30 The Tiger for more. Looking up and striking down.